everyone, it's Blakely with Everyday Gourmet. So I love a good stuffed acorn squash. It's hearty, delicious, perfect for dinner. I'm going to show you a quinoa stuffed. Do some sausage in there, some fall flavors. It's going to be so good. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Okay, so I have my oven preheating right now to 400. So I'm going to show you how I like to cut my acorn squash. So what I'm going to do is cut off, make sure you use a very sharp knife, mind you. Carefully cut off the little tip at the bottom. That's mostly just to stand it upright. And then just a tiny bit up at the top. And that's the same idea. So, because when I cut them in half, I am going to set them upright. They're so hard to cut. It's like a workout. Okay, there we go. Whew. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is cut it in half. So what I'm gonna do is kind of make a little incision there and then use the tip of my knife. Just kind of go slowly, carefully around. Just keep doing that all the way around. Like I said, you really need a sharp knife with these acorn squash. They are not very forgiving. Okay, I got it. Whew. So now what I'm gonna do, just scoop out the center here. All those little seeds and everything. Put it right on a parchment paper lined sheet tray. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook these first. Beautiful, get all that stringy stuff out of there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna brush them with some olive oil. Inside as well. All the way down, some olive oil here. And then I'm going to sprinkle them with salt and pepper. About a tablespoon of olive oil. And then sprinkle salt and pepper. And then I'm going to flip them over so the cut side is down. And what that does is that allows the squash to kind of steam, which is what you want. All right, flip it over, put it into a preheated oven, 400 degrees for about 35, 40 minutes until you can use a little knife and pierce through pretty easily. All right, in they go. All right, so in a pan here, I'm gonna do 8 ounces of a mild sausage. You can use an Italian sausage. You can also use a hot sausage if you want, or whatever kind of pork sausage you want. So we're gonna let that get going. And then in the meantime, I'm going to dice up some mushrooms. So I have these little cute little baby bellas. I went ahead and cleaned them with like a nice wet paper towel so there's no dirt. So this is about 8 ounces of this as well. Mushrooms, so I'm just cleaning the ends and just chopping these up. So I'm going to keep doing this while I break up that sausage nicely. The sausage is looking good. I'm just kind of breaking it up as I go. Now it's not all the way done, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and add in our chopped mushrooms right in here. Let these cook until they get nice and caramelized and a beautiful golden brown. And also, I have a half a cup of tricolored quinoa and a cup of chicken stock, and I'm cooking that quinoa. Yeah. I just turn this down a little bit because look at how beautiful these mushrooms are browning up. Everything's looking great. So I'm going to add in 1 small onion that I diced up. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm going to add some butter. I'm going to add like a tablespoon of butter in here. Oops, sorry, forgot. Tablespoon of butter. This is almost like Thanksgiving in a meal, you know. And then I'm also going to dice up an apple. So let me show you what I do. I just go big slices like that and kind of stack them up. Cut them in little matchsticks. And then cut across. I'm going to add that in there as well. I'm going to add this beautiful And these really do have all the flavor. This would actually be a really nice, if you wanted to leave out the sausage, you could do this as like a vegetarian main course for Thanksgiving. That would be delicious. All right, so then I'm gonna cut around the core here. Now you can use whatever kind of apple you want. I'm using a Honeycrisp. You can use a green apple, like a Granny Smith if you want. It's all good. Beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in here. Maybe turn it up just a tad. With a big pinch of salt and some pepper. Alright, so this is looking perfect. Now I'm going to add in some fresh herbs. So I'm going to do about 3 sage leaves. I'm going to finely chiffonade them just like this. You want to make sure you cook out that raw sage flavor because it is pretty powerful. I'm going to do a bunch of fresh thyme. Right in here. Beautiful. Give this a nice cook. And then I have 3 cloves of garlic that I'm going to put in here. Beautiful. Like that. I'm going to cook all that raw herb flavor and garlic out. And then I am done with my quinoa. So I put it in a bowl here. Alright, that looks fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. I'm going to add it directly into my bowl with the quinoa. Now if you want to use wild rice or brown rice or farro, you can, any kind of grain that you'd prefer. Just going to mix it around just like this. And then to that, I have some craisins here, or you could use dry cherries. I'm also going to chop up some pecans, like a 1/4 of a cup, not too much. I just want like a nice little crunch. Chop this up nicely. And that is the stuffing. So I have 11 minutes left on those acorn squash. So as soon as that's done, I'm going to add that right in here, or add this right into the acorn squash. Perfect. Looks, it smells so good. Yum. So look at this beautiful squash. Just gonna turn it over. Gently, gently. All right. All I'm gonna do is take this beautiful stuffing and put it right in here. Look at that. This is so pretty, delicious. Just reminds me of Thanksgiving. All right, so then I'm just gonna grate the top with some parmesan, just like this. And then I just have some fresh thyme. Right on the top. And that is it. You have a delicious fall-inspired dinner. Can't wait to eat this. It looks beautiful, tastes beautiful. Perfect. Super easy. So how gorgeous is this acorn squash? I cannot wait to try it. Got a little piece of sausage, all kinds of apple in there. So there you have it. I hope you like it, and don't forget to subscribe to Everyday Gourmet with Blakely for more delicious recipes and videos.